Okay, guys, we're starting. We still got people running around here. We think that's a holiday. Is it a holiday today? It is. Okay, welcome everybody. Welcome to everyone on the live stream that's tuned in around the country. My name's Rob. I'm one of the executives here at DuePoint, and we're going to spend the next 45 minutes going through what DuePoint is and what we do here at DuePoint. Alrighty. Sorry, let's just wait for these guys to get seated. Okay, so DuePoint is a division of another business called Constantia Insurance Company Limited. We're a division of this business. That's their building in the background. They're based down the road from us in Randburg. They are a registered insurance company in South Africa. They were founded in 1952, so they've been around for a very long time, nearly 70 years that this business has been running successfully. We're part of another company called Conduit Capital, which is listed on the Joburg Stock Exchange. So you're welcome to go do a background check on us. We operate under that FSP number there, so you'll notice in the foyer above the water cooler we've got all our FSP licenses on display there. We've got our long and short-term insurance license and investment license, as well as our accreditation with the Direct Marketing Association and the Direct Selling Association. Come guys, we're late. I told everybody that we're starting, and now everyone wants to walk in late. Let's get seated. I think the tea and coffee is too good because everyone sits around the bar drinking tea and coffee. Okay, so the individuals involved here at DuePoint, this is the executive team and the senior management team. The three individuals on the left are all chartered accountants, registered CAs in South Africa. Brendan on the far left is our senior executive. He's got a lot of experience in financial services, particularly in insurance, because his father's a professor of insurance who founded Clientele Life. His father taught at Wits for 25 years, and Stuart and Brendan, the two brothers, they went on to found a company down the road called PMD, and we all know PMD, a very successful short-term insurer. They do a lot of advertising all the time, so we're probably all aware of who PMD is. So we're very lucky to have him heading up the division. Then we've got Tim Reynolds, a lot of experience in corporate banking. He had a very senior position at First Rand Group, where he directly reported to the board of executives as well as the CEO there, and he heads up all our auditing, our regulatory, our financial aspects here in the business. Stacey supports him in that. She's got a lot of experience in auditing locally with Deloitte as well as overseas with Deloitte. She came back and joined the DuePoint team. And then two non-accountants. This is Jane. Jane is very much the front of DuePoint because she's always in reception. She knows exactly what's going on, who's coming in, who's going out, who's doing what. She's got a lot of experience in direct marketing and direct selling. She's been in South Africa for about 10 years. She's actually from the UK, from Yorkshire. And myself, I've got a lot of experience in marketing and advertising. I've been pretty much working in that field most of my life for the last 25 years. Tried a little stint in engineering at Wits, but that was far too difficult, far too long before you started earning any money. So I got involved in marketing and advertising at an early age. I started my own business in the late 90s, and I ran that for about 20 years. We operated very much in the financial sector. So this is the team. We don't hide in our offices. You'll see that we get very much involved with all the wealth engineers that join this business. And our mandate in this business is to support our wealth engineers, because as a business, we can only be successful if you guys are successful. So we share this common interest to see you as effective as possible in this business endeavor. And so everything that we do is to support you in this business. Okay, so what is the premise of being here on a public holiday? Today's Workers' Day, right? A day that signifies workers fighting for their rights, for workers' rights. But I think we're taking it a step further. I think you've got to realize after such a long time that real freedom is not really about political freedom, it's actually about economic freedom. And you can wait till the cows come home for your employer or for the economy to suddenly change, or for you to get that new position or the raise to better your financial situation. But like I said, you are going to wait a really long time for any of that to happen. And so I think we're sitting here this morning because we want to take control over our future. We want some form of control over how we're experiencing life from a financial point of view. right? We get a lot of statistics from the FSB that paints a very bleak picture about personal finance for the majority of South Africans. So we can look at the economy. The economy is in very bad shape, unfortunately. There's no growth happening in the economy. We've got 50% of our workforce that is unemployed currently. That is not going to change. Unless there is sudden growth in the economy, 50% are still going to be unemployed tomorrow, next month, at the end of the year, and probably next year. The unfortunate thing is that the economy in the state that it is plays into our lives. So we see unemployment in our lives. We see people that we know or personally getting retrenched. We see that we don't get an 8, 9, 10% raise in our salary every year in line with inflation, because if that's not happening, your salary is actually devaluing. Food inflation is sitting at 11%, which means it's doubling in price every 7 to 8 years. Food is doubling in price, right? Oros has gone from 26 Rand to 40 Rand in 2 years. Avocados, potatoes have tripled in price in the last few years. So it plays out directly into our lives, the economy. We make it worse by the debt that we take on. So I know everyone in the room here loves debt, right? We all love debt because we have a lot of it. Can't say no, you don't like debt. Why do you have so much if you don't like it? No one forces you to take on debt, by the way. But we offer debt the moment you earn a salary. So the moment you come into South African's fiscus, you're in the workplace, you get offered debt, right? But you'll be offered a whole bunch of financial instruments, financial products. Some take the form of debt instruments, sure, but there's a whole lot of other financial products which are investments and savings. Why don't we engage in those? I'm not too sure why, actually. I think because we get a salary and we think, oh, let me buy the nicest car I can get with the salary I get. Let me buy the nicest house I can afford with the salary I get. Let me get the credit card, because the credit card means I can get that and that and that, even though I don't have the money for it. Let me get a Woolworths card so I can pay for the groceries I ate last year. So we engage in all these debt instruments, right? So the average South African spends more than half his salary repaying debt every month. Half your salary is gone just towards debt repayment. And the other half obviously needs to pay for the cost of living, right? But in the economy, where we've got the inflation that we have, food inflation, what it is, you're not getting an increase in your salary in line with what inflation is, you start to get squeezed. So the money you have left over at the end of the month becomes less and less. Because the moment the interest rate goes up, your debt becomes more expensive. So if you were paying 10,000 Rand on a bond last year and the interest rate goes up, now you're paying 10,500 Rand or 11,000 Rand, right? But your salary didn't go up in line with inflation or the interest rate. And so we find South Africans getting squeezed more and more and more and more. And if you throw something like retrenchment into it, that just upsets it completely, right? And so this is what we're faced with. To make things even worse, we start to only realize the negative effect that the economy and debt has on us when we get closer and closer to this day called retirement. Because if you're in the cycle of living month to month, year to year, you find yourself in the cycle where you're trying to survive. You're trying to survive. Right? You've got all this accountability. You probably have a family. You probably have kids, or what we call little financial burdens running around. And they really only become self-sustaining once they get out of the house, hopefully through university or school, and start supporting themselves. At that stage, you probably only started, or you've only finished paying off your bond because you took a 20-year bond out. And so we find the average South African only starts looking at investments and savings products once they're in their 50s. And that's because it's the first time you only have excess cash at the end of the month, right? That's the first time that happens. And in a panic, because you realize retirement is about 10 years away, in a panic you now start engaging in retirement products and savings products and investments. But it's too late. Look at the data on the screen. Look at the last column. That's how much money you need to save every single year for 40 years to be in a position that affords you that once you retire. You need to have saved R1 million in cash. Anyone close to having a bank account with R1 million positive balance? Right? No one does it. 2% of the population get to retirement financially independent. 2%. There's about 70 people in the room. One, maybe two of us will get to the position where we get to retire financially independent. Because when you get to retirement, your salary stops, right? Your employer says, thanks for your service. Thanks for 40 years, 45 years. You're now too old to be of value to me, which is crazy. I mean, 60 is not old, is it? So it's quite a strange thing, this retirement. I mean, my father's 70 and he's still working as hard as he was when he was 20. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the luxury of retiring on the coast and sitting back. He has to work. So he's part of that 98%. You and I, we're all part of the same 98%. Very few people that get to this position where they go, great, I'm going to enjoy my retirement now. You want 26,000 Rand a month? Once you retire, you need 5 million Rand invested. South Africans aren't doing this. They aren't doing this. It's not realistic. So I say to you now, I'm going to remind you now, do not look at your employer to get you to retirement. It's not going to happen. Not in this economy. It just won't. Maybe 30 years ago it used to work, where you heard of people working for these big companies for all their lives, and then they retired. It's not going to happen. So out of all this negativity, we saw an opportunity as a business. We founded this division called DuePoint, and we created a platform, a system that allows the average South African to engage with to create an additional income stream for themselves. That's basically what we're here talking about this morning. We've got 3 aspirations for our wealth engineers. So the people that join this organization, we've got 3 goals for you. The first goal is to actually see you become debt-free. And you'll notice this throughout the presentation, and once you become a wealth engineer, you'll see that the common thread that links everything that we do in this organization is to try and get you to this position where you're actually debt-free. You've paid for your house cash. It's paid off. You own the house, right? You're not waiting 20 years to pay it off. You own the car you drive. The bank doesn't own it. You pay perhaps your kid's education a year up front instead of month to month. You don't have clothing account cards and food account cards and personal loans and educational loans. You don't buy things on hire purchase. The money that goes into your account stays in your account until you decide what you want to do with it. Liberating position to be in, right? That's what liberation's all about. Economic empowerment. That's what it's about. Our second goal is to see you start investing in something that has value to you, something that grows every month, something that you contribute to on a monthly basis that grows and grows and grows, something you can look forward to in 5 years or 10 years or 30 years' time. Not the cycle of month to month where you're trying to survive. When you're trying to survive month to month, everyone else gets paid first. You get paid last. Have you realized that? Think about it. What goes off first? Tax. Gone. You can't even argue about that, right? They take it out before it even arrives in your account. Then the debit orders. Debit orders for debt instruments mostly, right? All go off. If it's an investment, great. That's you paying yourself first. But mostly, most South Africans, it's debt instruments. All those debit orders go off. And then survival mode kicks in. You've got that much money left over. Got to pay for the school fees, groceries, travel. Got to save a little bit because you know you're going to suffer in December and January. And this is the cycle you get into. So we want to break that cycle. We want to see you start investing in more for yourself. And then the third aspiration is to see everyone a little happier. Because if you reach those first 2 goals, I promise you, you'll be a happier person. Then I won't have all these glum faces looking at me here this morning. So those are the 3 goals we have for our wealth engineers. How does it work? Well, basically, our guests here this afternoon, you've got the opportunity of joining DuePoint. You actually contract with us. And when you contract with us, we call you wealth engineers. And as wealth engineers, we only need you to do one thing, and that's to go out and build what we call channels of distribution. Okay, I'll show you what a channel of distribution looks like. Into these channels of distribution, we will attempt to place product with the people that you introduce to us. The benefit for you is that you get to create additional income stream, obviously. It's the only way you can pay your debt off quicker than you are now. Because right now you've agreed to a 20-year bond, a 5-year term on your car, a 2-year term on your educational loan. The credit card is sneaky because the credit card just keeps rolling. Keeps rolling. You don't even realize it, right? There's no end to the credit card. So we want to see you get rid of that debt quickly. The nature of our business allows you to create recurring income. Now, this is one of the most awesome benefits in this business, is recurring income. Because the effort that you put into these channels of distribution doesn't pay you a once-off return. It pays you a recurring return. It pays you recurring income. It's like owning a property and renting the property out, right? When you rent the property out, you're getting income every single month into eternity, in theory. This business is the same. You get to build these channels of distribution, which will pay you a recurring income based on the success you've had in that. Okay? You get to harness the power of duplication. Now, this is leverage because we are all limited by the time that we have each day. This business allows you to harness this power of duplication, which means if you only have limited time to commit to this business, let's say, for example, you have an hour a day that you can give DuePoint every day. That's very limiting, isn't it? 1 hour a day. How successful can you be with just an hour a day into a new business? But if you go out and build a team that collaborates with you, these channels of distribution, now suddenly you might have 10 individuals working with you, each contributing an hour into your business. Now suddenly you've got 11 hours being contributed into your business every single day, increasing your recurring income every month. So these are two very important benefits. If you find any business opportunity that gives you those two benefits, it's a great business. You're flexible. This is a flexi-time business, so you're flexible in terms of the time that you want to contribute to the business, right? I'm not going to tell you how much you need to put into this business. You can join the business, not do anything. You're not going to get a phone call from me. You won't get a written warning. Right? Try that with your employer. Arrive late 5 days in a row. What happens there? Written warning Monday, written warning Tuesday, written warning Wednesday, disciplinary hearing, fired, CCMA, still fired. That's how it works, right? This business, double-edged sword. Now I'm saying to you, I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to dictate to you the time you need to spend in this business. You decide. So you're accountable now for your own success, right? This is difficult for some people. You look at New Year's resolutions. Everyone gets excited. Oh, I'm going to lose weight this year. Oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to stop smoking this year. I'm going to do this year. Within 1 week, they've given up. Okay, so this business, you get to decide your own time. And this is really the most important decision you have to make. It is, because the business doesn't require anything else except for your time. So at the end of the presentation, I'm going to ask you, what decision have you made? Some of you will be interested, some of you won't. But the people that are interested in this business, I'm going to ask you, what time are you going to sacrifice? Because that's important to me. Because I know you can only be effective in this business if you're sacrificing time every single week towards this. This is going to become part of your life, by the way. This is not a hobby we're talking about. Okay? No startup capital. There's no registration or starting up fees in this business. There's no product that you have to invest in and buy to get involved in the business. It's a very low-risk opportunity that we're going to be discussing. No qualifications or experience required. That's important because we work in financial services, and it's actually very difficult to operate in the financial sector unless you've got all the qualifications and the experience that is regulated in this industry. You don't have to worry about that. We actually contract you out of all of that. You get to build an asset. Now, this is a very important point again, because this flies in the face of employment. We will go spend 40, 45 years working for someone else where we've got no ownership in the business, no shareholding, no profit share. We don't get dividend checks. We don't have say in the business. This is the antithesis of this. I'm saying to you, you're going to sacrifice your free time for this business. I'm going to give you ownership over the channel of distribution that you're building here. So you can sell it later on. If you've got kids, you can give it to your kids. You can seed it to your beneficiaries. If something happens to you, you can put this channel of distribution into your will, into a family trust, right? At least have ownership over the thing you're investing your time into. The nature of our business means that there's no selling required. And you should be relieved to hear that. How many guests are in the room? Quick show of hands. Who are the guests? Don't be shy. I'm not going to ask you any more questions. Okay? So I guess you probably thought you were going to be asked to sell something. Did you arrive looking for the boxes of products? Did you tell the person you introduced you, I brought my uncle's bucky, I'm ready to go in this business? The nature of a business, the products are intangible. They're financial products. We don't run out of products. There's no expiry dates on the products. They don't take up space. So we make this business as convenient and as easy to get involved with as possible. All predicated on you going out building what we call these channels of distribution. So they begin with you. You become a wealth engineer. Naturally, we want you to go out and tell people about the business. Right? Our growth is determined on people referring DuePoint. And so you go out and you successfully refer the business to 5 people who have taken out products with DuePoint. That's the beginning of your channel of distribution. Those 5 individuals have got the same aspirations you have. Hopefully they're collaborating with you, right? And they're going to go out and do exactly the same thing. And so you have this organic growth that can take place in your business. This is what we call power of duplication. This is leverage. You want to know why the CEO can pay himself such a big salary and the biggest bonus? Because he's in the middle. He's leveraging all his employees. So you're doing a fairly similar thing. You're building a channel of distribution where you're leveraging all these people that are collaborating with you for this return, this income that you've created for yourself at the end of every month. Remember, this is recurring income. Every single dot you see on the screen here, you'll be getting a return for every single month going forward. And next month, a few more dots will appear. Okay? This is my disclaimer slide. Because a lot of people arrive here thinking, oh, it's one of these get-rich-quick schemes I've been invited to. There are many floating around South Africa, and I know many of you have engaged with them. But I'll remind you, this is a financial services business. We are a registered insurance company. There's only about 12 insurance companies in South Africa. We're one of them. We've been around since 1952. We've got extremely reputable individuals involved in this business. I promise you, we don't smell anything like a get-rich-quick scheme. And at the same time, I'll never promise you success in this business quickly. You want to get rich quick? Go buy a lotto ticket. And even then, people that win the lotto lose that money very quickly. They do. They've shown studies how people win the lotto. They just lose the money very quickly. It just comes in and disappears quickly. Right? You have to earn success. So if you're willing to put in the hard work, to get through the frustration, to have a long-term goal, not short-term. Short-term will allow you to give up very quickly. But if you have a long-term goal, if you've got a big enough why for something, then all the excuses everyone else uses to give up in the first few months, you won't use those excuses because you know that's where you want to be. Okay? Our returns. This is what we pay our wealth engineers every month. So we call it a return. It's based on how many products are in your channel. We pay a base return fee of R27.50 for every single product you've got in your channel every month. Remember, recurring income. Those are the first 5 individuals you introduce to the business successfully. They lie on point 1. They are 1 point away from you. And on point 1, we pay you double the R27.50. Okay, so we're paying you R55 for every product every month going forward. Those people went out and did the same thing, and people joined on your second point, right? These people on point 2 also give you a return of R55 every single month. Point 3, the multiplier drops to 100%. Okay, and then from point 4 all the way down to point 8, the multiplier keeps dropping. But what's important to note is from point 8 onwards, we'll keep paying you 4% of that R27.50. So your channel can grow and grow and grow. We will not limit you on how big your channel can get at DuePoint. And so we won't limit you on how much you can earn at DuePoint, right? Again, it requires this long-term commitment. Long-term commitment before you have a channel that gets to point 8 and beyond. So this is the mechanics of the returns. I think it's fairly straightforward. The next natural question we get is, well, how much can I earn after a certain amount of time? If I commit my free time to this business, how much do you think I can earn after 3 months or 6 months or a year or 5 years, right? So we built this thing called the path to success, and it demonstrates to you how much money you can earn in time. It's predicated on a growth formula. The growth formula is called 3 + 2. It assumes you can bring 3 people into this business in your first month. Okay, so today's the 1st of May. It's a great day to start. You've got the entire month to bring in 3 people into the business. And then every consecutive month, you only have to bring in another 2. So that's 1 every 2 weeks. That's all you have to do. Okay? That's why we call it 3 plus 2, plus 2, plus 2, plus 2, plus 2. And you're going to do that every single month going forward. If you can do that, you can expect to be earning about 2,500 rand after 6 months. Is that a lot? Is it enough? Is it too little? 6 months of work. 6 months of work for 2,500 rand. If you had the 2,500 rand in your back pocket right now, you'd be happy. But are you willing to put in 6 months of work to get the 2,500 rand? But let me give you some more context, because we often speak about debt and becoming debt-free. So let me give you some context about debt. So here's an example of an individual that's got R1 million debt. Right? He found a house, went to the bank, asked for some money, got a bond, agreed to pay the bank for 20 years. On R1 million, he's probably going to be paying back about 11,000 rand every month for the next 20 years. So if I engage in this bond, if I get to this position in my 30s, I can expect to pay the house off when I'm in my 50s, right? For the first time, I'll be a homeowner when I'm in my 50s, just a few years away from retirement. In 6 months' time, with some success at DuePoint, I get to 2,500 rand a month. If I put that 2,500 rand a month into my bond payment, instead of spending it on these short-term items that make us feel good, we pay it into our bond, right? That's going to reduce the term from 20 years down to 11 and a half years. So now I become a homeowner when I'm in my 40s. The amount of money that I save in terms of repayments that I don't need to make now, the amount of money I save is R1 million. I save R1 million in repayments on R1 million house. 6 months away. Little 2,500 rand can do that for you. Can you see how much the bank's making out of the bond? Right? Pay your debt off as quickly as possible. After 12 months, you're nearly 10,000 rand a month. You've created over 100,000 rand annual return for yourself. Anyone get a 100,000 rand bonus? Not even in December? Last year? Year before? No one? Come on. 12 months away, guys. After 24 months, your return can increase up to 30,000 rand a month. Doesn't matter how much you earn. 30,000 rand in additional income every single month. That's a lot of money. 36 months, you're nearly 50,000 rand a month. Here's another bond example. Here's a 5 million rand bond, right? You're a high flyer now. 5 million rand bond, again, 20-year term, but you take what you're earning out of DuePoint at month 30, which is about 36,000 rand, put that into your 5 million rand bond repayment as an additional payment. You'll pay that bond off in less than 7 years. In 7 years. So if I'm what? 40? In 7 years' time, when I'm 47, I own a house valued at a 5 million rand. Nice house to live in. No debit order going off my account anymore. But I decide to buy another 5 million rand house, right? If I've got the money. You want to talk about investing in property. This is how you invest in property. You buy more than one property. You can't invest in a property that you have to live in. Okay? So you buy a second property. Now I'm 54, I've paid off my second house. Now I can rent that house out, right? I can start renting that house out the moment I buy it. But I carry on renting it out. 30,000 rand for a 5 million rand house. Now I'm 61, and I've paid off my third house. So I'm living in one, renting out two. I've got passive income just from my property assets of about 70,000 rand a month when I retire. Or you can decide to sell all 3 houses and go buy a 15 million rand beach house and retire on the coast. It's 30 months away. Accountability lies with you. You keep going. 48 months, you're probably on 70,000 rand a month. 60 months, a long 60 months. 5 years, you've created about 1 million rand of annual income for yourself over and above your salary. At what point in this path to success do you have the option of telling your boss to, you're tired of your job? 2 years. There we go. 30,000 Rand a month, you can tell your boss, right? That's real freedom. That's choice. No one's in the position now to tell their boss to, because we depend so desperately on that salary that we're getting. Desperately do we depend on that salary. No freedom there whatsoever. But you might say, well, this is academic, because this is just an example, right? Based on numbers. Can't trust accountants every now and again. You've got to double check accountants' work. They call it creative accounting. But you can become a wealth engineer and you can do nothing. You've got that choice, right? You can watch Generations, you can watch sport on the weekend, relax when you get home after work because work's been so stressful, and then you'll be 0 plus 0. And what does that add up to? After 1 year, you'll be at 0. After 5 years, you'll still be at 0. But you can also do the opposite of that. You can do more than 3 plus 2, because the 3 plus 2 growth model is purely an example. And we've got lots of wealth engineers doing more than 3 plus 2. So here's Mavuma, joined in November. By February was earning nearly 5,500 Rand a month. Let me give you some context to this 5,500 Rand a month. We saw on the retirement slide at the beginning, how much money did you have to invest to earn 5,000 Rand a month? 1 million. 1 million. Mavuma's created an equivalent of 1 million Rand cash investment in the space of 90 days for himself. If you want to earn 5,000 Rand a month, you need to have 1 million Rand sitting in an investment somewhere. He's created the equivalent in 90 days. And in a single month, he increased that by 20%. Go ask your boss for a 20% raise. And then next month, ask him for another raise. See what he says. Right? You'll get a written warning again. The problem employee. We laugh, but that's just this is what we all find ourselves in. This thing called employment. The trappings of employment. You have the option of increasing your return every single month. Do you have to work extra to earn extra in this business? No, you don't. You're building on the residual value that you've created for yourself. You don't have to work extra. If you decide that you're going to put in 7 hours a week into this business, your residual value will go up in the business every single month. Your channel of distribution will grow every single month. You don't have to work harder. You just have to work consistently. Right? This is the trick. This is the trick in this business, because we're leveraging your time all the time in this business. Donnie joined us. He's been here for a year. Joined us the day we launched this division. His business has increased every single month. You compare our economy's growth rate to Donnie's growth rate. You want to wait for the economy to get better? You want to wait for your company to get better, to change your situation? Or do you take control in your own hands? This is the ability you have. You can increase your return every single month. Patrick and Pumi, they joined about the same time as Donnie. They got paid 83,000 Rand 2 weeks ago. And still going up. You need to decide how much commitment you want to put into this business. No one is going to do it for you. We've got hundreds of wealth engineers that we pay each and every month that have created recurring income for themselves, right? And you can do it very quickly. You can do it within a few days. You can start creating recurring income. But it just requires that consistency, constant consistency. So that's the returns that we pay wealth engineers. Over and above the returns, we've got a rewards program, right? You thought it was good, now it's going to be better. We've got a rewards program for everybody. So if you become a wealth engineer and you engage in normal wealth engineer behavior, like coming to presentations like this, bringing guests with you, maybe even doing presentations at home, logging into the dashboard, I'll give you something called XP, okay? So I'll give you XP every time you start doing these things. And when you start collecting more XP and you have success in building your channel of distribution, I will reward you. So if you join this afternoon, you'll be a rank 0 wealth engineer, right? But very quickly, to get to rank 1, you need 1,000 XP, you need 4 products in your qualified channel. You can do that in 24 hours. 24 hours, you can get to rank 1. And you'll be earning a return at the end of the month. But on top of the return, I'll give you a 55 Rand reward. And the more success and the more XP that you get at DuePoint, the rewards get bigger and better as you rank up. Because then at rank 2, now you're getting a 100 Rand reward. Then it becomes 400, 1,500, 20,000 Rand, 50,000 Rand. We give away tools that allow you to be more effective in this business. Little memory stick with all our videos on there that plugs into any device. So Patrick and Pumi can show the DuePoint opportunity to anyone, whether it's on their tablet or phone, a computer, a laptop, right? Donnie at rank 7. We get business cards manufactured for you at rank 7. It costs us 12,500 Rand to manufacture. They are luxurious business cards. They're like the Ferrari, the Rolls Royce of business cards. I've been working in advertising for 20 years. I've never seen anyone with business cards like this, ever. Because people haven't heard of DuePoint. If you go up to someone and you say, I've got this wonderful business opportunity for you, it's called DuePoint. They'll go, I've never even heard of that before. But when you put a business card in their hands that's 20 times more valuable than the business card they have, they'll stop and give you a little more time to explain who DuePoint is, right? It's about credibility, first impressions. At rank 9, we take you and your family on our international conference. 7 days away to a 5-star luxury resort, business class flights, every single year going forward. The other rewards are once-offs. This one is not once-off. When you get to rank 9, you get to enjoy this reward every single year with your family. You'll never again have to check your bank balance to see whether you can afford to go overseas or not. You just make sure that you get the leave. That would be tragic. You come to me, sorry, I can't go. My HR manager won't give me leave. But when you're at rank 9, you're probably earning about 30,000 Rand a month, right? We've got an individual that got to rank 9 in 5.5 months. Think about that. In 165 days, this guy got to rank 9. This is where we're going this year. Take a look. It's available to everyone in this room. Every single person in this room has got the opportunity to get to rank 9.
All of your wind has gone, and all of the paths you've drawn have sunk to the ocean sun where no one can see. You stand, don't let the dark embrace, cower the dreams you chase.
Easy to get excited about, right? Can you picture yourself there with your family? Selfies on business class, kids running around, telling them they're not allowed to have champagne. They offer you champagne on business class in the flight. But you need to get excited about rank 1. You need to get excited about rank 1. If you can get to rank 1, you can get to rank 9. Because nothing changes between those ranks. There's no new behavior. There's no special treatment that you require to get to rank 9. At rank 11, we give you a car. Now this is a special car, because this one doesn't have a debit order for you at the end of the month. Right? We've never had one of those before. So we're very serious, as I said, about seeing our wealth engineers getting to the status of being debt-free. We have a wealth quest. This is something that we run every single month. This is just more benefit for our wealth engineers to engage in. So every month we issue a new challenge to our wealth engineers. And if you're able to conquer that challenge, you'll reward yourself with whatever's on offer that month. So today's the 1st of May. We've launched this today, this morning. Everyone would have been notified about it. It's called our Young Guns Wealth Quest. Look at the little tagline in the middle there. Young enough to know everything. Those are people under the age of 30. Right? We know them. They haven't experienced all the labor of life yet. Okay? So if you can go out and get 2 people, 2 individuals under the age of 30 into your channel and qualify them in the same month, which is May, so before the end of May, you'll have a smart TV sitting in your lounge before the end of next month. Sound easy? Everyone says that every month. Oh, this one's easy this month. It's easy. Okay? So this is the Wealth Quest on offer. You can log into your dashboard. Once you become a wealth engineer, log in, go to XP Rewards, go to Quests. You'll see the quest at the top there. Okay? Go check out the rules. Not many. Something to aim for this month. Something to aim for. But by the end of the month, you've created more return for yourself, right? That's the beauty of this. It's not only the TV. The TV is just the fun that we have along the way. You would have created a greater return, greater residual value for yourself by the end of that month. So we get asked about our business model. I think some people, they look at it in a very simplified manner and think, oh no, this business model can't work. We're spending too much money on our wealth engineers. This basically explains it. This is a traditional business model. Particularly for insurance companies, they spend a lot of money on marketing and advertising. Okay, DuePoint doesn't spend anything on marketing or advertising. Zero, absolutely zero. We depend on our wealth engineers, on you guys to go out and tell other people about DuePoint. We call it referral marketing. Some people call it network marketing. You can call it whatever you like. Instead of the billions that the insurance industry spends on marketing and advertising, we take that portion of our product, of our premium, and we attribute it towards returns and rewards for you guys, for our partners, our wealth engineers in the business. And that's basically how our business model works. We've got 3 products. So I'm going to go briefly over the products. They're very straightforward products. We've made them as simple as possible. They've got great financial benefit. There are 3 of the products. They've got 3 different financial benefits. So you're free to look at taking one product or all 3 products, right? Because they're going to have different financial benefit to you. This is our first product. It is an investment product. It is 299 Rand a month, okay, of which 100 Rand gets put into a tax-free investment fund, which sits with Sanlam, the biggest investment house in the country. And it's not a notice or a fixed deposit, so you're free to withdraw that money out at any stage, okay? But then it wouldn't really be an investment if you kept using it as a current account. On top of that, we give you a little bit of insurance. So we give you 110,000 Rand personal accident cover with this investment, so that if something happens to you, right, your beneficiaries get to enjoy 110,000 Rand benefit out of this product. The second product is called Wealth Guard. Okay, this is an insurance product only. With this product, for 274 Rand a month, you get 1.1 million Rands worth of personal accident cover. Okay, so this is a personal accident cover. It doesn't cover you in the event of dying from a disease or natural causes or whatever. It's personal accident cover. You have to die through an accident. So you get shot, car accident, whatever the case. Okay. The beauty of this product, because we're not profiling you from a health risk point of view, is that the product becomes accessible to anyone of any age. So anyone over the age of 18, you can be 80 years old and you can still take this product out. It'll still only be 274 and you'll still get 1.1 million Rands worth of benefit. Okay. The third product is the Wealth Points Buyers Club. Okay. So now this is a type of discount program. This program attempts to save you money on the money that you're spending every month anyway, right? So we're spending a fortune on groceries every month, which seems to be just going up and up and up. If you have this product, it's only 274 Rand a month, but you get to engage with these partners that we have listed here immediately. You can engage with Hershey's, ShopRite Checkers, Ford immediately. So ShopRite Checkers is a very popular one for us. Like I said, we're spending a lot of money on groceries. People get a 2.5% discount when they go shop at ShopRite Checkers on the entire trolley, right? And we've got others there. Ford, we've already sold 2 cars through Ford, through this program. The entertainer is something that you only get after 6 months, but when you get that entertainer code, it affords you 1.2 million Rands worth of buy one, get one free vouchers to restaurants around the country, luxury spas, hotels around the world, live events, golf courses, all kinds of things. An amazing supplier, that one. If you have any questions around the products, come speak to me afterwards. I'll answer your questions on that. But those are the 3 products. I remind you of the support that you get here at DuePoint, right? I told you, our mandate, our interest is to see you effective in this business. So everything that we do in this business, everything that we set up is geared to support our wealth engineers. That's what I do every single day. We keep asking ourselves, what more can we do for the wealth engineers? Let's do training on this, training on that. Let's set up that. Let's put an incentive there. Let's increase the technology that we have. Let's improve the technology that we have. So we live stream every single event out to the entire country all the time. That is opportunity for you to go out and build your channel outside of Johannesburg, right? We've got wealth engineers like Mavumi. He's got teams in nearly every single province that are out there collaborating with him, building his channel of distribution. Go use that. The facilities are for you. You can do your own presentations here. You can meet in our boardrooms. Use the free Wi-Fi. We've got free tea and coffee. I know some people, they think the tea is so great, they invite everyone for tea and then show them a presentation as a surprise. Okay? So engage with the support is my point. Engage. Don't become a wealth engineer and disappear and think you can do it on your own. The decision slide. So we're at the end. What is the decision we're going to make? Have you decided in your very busy schedules what time you can contribute to this business on a weekly basis or even on a daily basis? There's no way around it. You have to decide what you're going to sacrifice to make this business a success. If you want to get to the point where you are financially free, and I know there's lots of people that throw that term around, financially free. Think about all the hippies. But what it really means is you becoming debt-free. You know the pain you experience month to month. You like the pain? You like being in the cycle of going month to month to month. What have you changed in the last 5 years of your life that has impacted you significantly? Nothing, because we're all in the same cycle. Today, the 1st of May, is a crossroads for you. It is, it's a crossroads. Is this a risky endeavor? I sometimes say it would probably be better if we said to get involved in this business is going to cost you 10,000 Rand. Because then I think people will take it more seriously. They won't treat it as a hobby. It's not a hobby we're talking about. We're talking about changing you, your family, perhaps even generations to come, changing their financial situation. You have to do it today. I'm going to remind you, don't look at your employer to change it. The economy is not going to change it. The government's not going to change it. Your spouse is not going to change it for you. You've got to do it yourself. Okay? And we're there to support you along the entire way. You've seen the wealth engineers that are doing it for themselves. This is still early days. We're only a year in business. This is early days. That rank, the ranks went up to rank 20, right? We told you a gentleman got to rank 9 in 5.5 months. We've already planned to rank 28. 28. That's like 10, 15, 20 years away. Where are you going to be in 20 years' time? In the same cycle? Get to retirement, become a burden on your children, moan about the government, moan about the economy, moan about your boss who didn't like you and never gave you a raise. It's a harsh world. This life is tough. You've got to take it for yourself. Take it. It starts now. You need to make the decision now for 20 years' time, right? Don't live month to month. We make joining very easy. Like I said, we've got free Wi-Fi. Jump onto the Wi-Fi. If you've got your own smartphone or your tablet with you, we've got some iPads out there. Get onto the homepage, click on the big blue apply button. You'll be a wealth engineer in 7 minutes. In 7 minutes, you can start going, right, I'm a wealth engineer. How do I get to rank 1 in 24 hours? If you can get to rank 1, you'll get to rank 9. You can do it today, on this day that everyone else is sitting at home having a holiday. Build your fortune. We have training. If you become a wealth engineer, go look at the training. There are 7 basic videos that introduce you to this business. Go check it out. Ask the person that brought you here, where's the video? Let me find it. Use this weekend to look at some of the training. Get through it, right? We do training all the time. You'll always be notified of the training that we're doing. We've got merchandise. It's not a profit center for us. This is a tool for you to be more effective. Please consider getting business cards. Don't go out and purport to everybody that you've got this wonderful financial opportunity that's changing your life. And they say, okay, it sounds great. Do you have a business card? No. Get business cards, guys. The USB stick is very convenient for some of us because you don't have to use data. We're very much a data-driven business. Get the USB stick. Our videos are on there. You can give it to your friends. You can plug it into TVs nowadays, watch the intro presentations. The pins. Those pins signify people that are earning at DuePoint. The qualified wealth engineers have got pins like that. Those things are cheap, 40 Rand. It shows you that you're a cut above the rest. You're the person that got to rank 1. Right? If you want any advice from anyone, make sure you go to the person with the pin. Don't go to the person without the pin. We've got a power bank, pens, notebook, tablet folder. Okay, so consider the merchandise. It's all on display outside. I remind you that we have a YouTube channel. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. All our videos on there. It'll notify you every time we load a new video on. Okay? And then we've got a mobile app that allows you to manage your entire business from your phone. Very convenient. Guys, I thank you for your time. I hope you have a wonderful Workers' Day. What's the rest of it? I hope to see a lot more of you. Rank 1s, right? I want to see you here on the stage saying, I joined in May. Look where I am now. Thank you, everyone.